sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. That was an amazing performance last night by Kevin Durant, truly one of the greatest scorers we've had in this generation, and it was its cold-blooded, ruthless efficiency that was so impressive to me. And what it did, though, was hide the fact that OKC down the stretch really runs no offense. And so maybe it doesn't matter when a guy's going that well, but there's a stick to the process notion on defense that wasn't there by the Warriors. And it's not clear to me if had they done these things that I'm going to show you, if it would have even mattered because the guy was that hot. But in the face of a nationally televised game and pressure of one of the greatest scorers that we've seen playing against you, you must stick to the process and be disciplined on defense. And if you want to make a deep run in the playoffs, these are the things that they need to fix. Kevin Durant did his damage from all over the court, and was devastatingly efficient in doing so. A particular note is where he got his three-point shots. For the season, Durant gets most of his threes out on top and at the right wing above the break, so he ain't some sissy getting those easy corner threes, although it makes you wonder why they don't get him more shots there. Let's look at how the Thunder have him attack. Without Russ, I love that they have him bring the ball up more, but watch how stagnant he is once he gives up the ball. He basically stands in place for 10 seconds, but somehow this works, as it's possible it puts Iggy to sleep on this backdoor cut. Great find of Ibaka when Lee comes over to help. Now it's time to get KD a shot, so they go to a simple isolation post-up on the right side. But this is no ordinary post-up, this is a post-up from 20 feet. Almost impossible to double, and it's really only up to KD if this shot goes in or not. And hey, the Thunder run horns a little bit, and again when KD is the point guard, he is very difficult to guard because he gets involved in flex action on the weak side. It's a nice flow into a sideline screen and roll, and this is almost a shot the Warriors want to give up, but it's 3 feet too close. The Thunder come down, and it doesn't look like there's a plan here. Perkins wanders over to do a sideline screen and roll, and Iggy does a good job to ice this. The problem is that David Lee is the defender who's supposed to contain. Beautiful hesitation by KD freezes Lee, and Curry does not do his job to sink and fill on Perkins. On a simple high screen and roll, the Warriors ice this well by turning KD away from the screen. Bogut is containing, but Iggy must sprint directly back to KD. Who cares about Perkins getting the ball? Instead, he stays with Perk, and KD starts to really heat up with this step back. Would KD have missed had Iggy ran directly at him? It doesn't really matter. The process is more important than the result. Here's where smart basketball starts to factor in. KD is on fire, he's almost got a 2-for-1 situation here, and you can bet he's going to try for it. So why would Harrison Barnes not pick him up just inside half court? Kevin Durant, so hot right now. This time they ice the pick and roll again, but Barnes should not be glued to Collison. That extra step is all that KD needs to float backwards a little bit on this 12-footer. This is like he's shooting in the gym by himself. This was frustrating. Watch how straight up and down Iguodala is playing Durant. That's not a defensive stance. And KD executes the perfect footwork to bring him up a step, and then explode back door for the dunk. Here's terrible positioning from David Lee. Instead of ice, he comes way up above the three-point line, which is basically asking KD to go right by him. The highest he should be is on the three-point line. A simple crossover and they're forced to foul and give him free throws. So I criticized Lee for coming up too high on the previous play, but the key is that he was in no man's land. On this play, he did a great job to blast Kevin Durant and force it out of his hands. However, because Durant is so tall, he can wait an extra beat to let Ibaka get closer to the basket on the catch. Bogut should have closed out farther, since Ibaka is simply not a threat to put the ball on the floor. Here's the reason Mark Jackson went to Draymond Green to guard KD. He is strong and can withstand contact, unlike Barnes, and he is able to steer KD out of the lane for this step back. This is as good as you can play it, but this was KD's night. At this point, KD has practically got flames on his hands, and the only way to get him out of his rhythm would be to body him up, even take a hard foul. Yet Green lets him waltz right through the lane, and when he stands up straight, of course he's going to be 2 steps behind. Speights should have been at least a step higher to get a hand up as well. Again, shooting a foul line jumper without a hand in his face, he might as well be alone in the gym with his shooting coach. OKC got down to the real basics, and the Warriors put zero pressure on the ball. Barnes should have bumped KD to slow him down and allow Green to stay with him. Instead, Green allows himself to get taken out and Barnes has to switch. It's almost like there's no one guarding him as he rises up to hit this 15-footer. Down the stretch, OKC's movement on offense was downright non-existent. However, I do like how they put KD in the weak side corner so he can see everybody in front of him. Draymond Green plays this like a typical screen and roll, stunting to the roll man as the weak side defender. But you cannot do this against the hottest guy on the planet. Watch the beautiful hop, turn, dip, and sway as Durant nails this shot. Again, they hide Durant a bit in the corner. They don't really run anything but a dribble pitch to him. Lee looks to be playing ice, but you can't do that if KD does not have the ball first. On a dribble pitch, he'd need to be higher. Either way, Green goes underneath, and Durant executes another beautiful hop for a quick release, gorgeous three. Again, nothing structured being run on offense, so KD tries to set a screen. I like that Iggy is being physical with him, and good read by KD to slip it to the post, forcing a switch. But that's okay because Green takes away his position and prevents the entry pass from the wing. But watch how little pressure there is on the ball. This pass should not be that easy to throw, and KD gets his shot off before the defense could hope to double.